Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the event coming to an end, if it was worth it, and if it was too short. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE content. So first things first, the event is ending tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So it will be ending on July 29th, 2024 at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. So do your time conversions from that point, but that is when the event will end. By the time this actually gets uploaded, you should probably have roughly 7 to 8 hours left of the event for you to be able to finish it. When it comes to the event itself, Bad Feeling was the only task associated with it, and we had to kill 57 raiders and 23 PMCs. Now, the first day of the event, we had an issue where raiders were not properly spawning, which was then fixed. And then we had another day, which I believe was yesterday, where the servers were down for probably 5 to 6 hours. You kept getting the bad gateway and back-end error, stuff like that. But after those issues were fixed, it worked fine, and it was super easy to get it done here on my main account as well as my hardcore account. If you don't have any upgrades to your Intel Center, you would have received 2 million rubles along with the ability to purchase some of these items shown here from Jaeger level 1, and regardless of any hideout upgrades, you would have got 200,000 XP, which is a ton. It was enough to knock me up to level 60. So was this event worth doing? I would say absolutely. Not only was it extremely fun, not only did you make a ton of money if you were farming labs on the side, but some of these rewards for Jaeger are pretty good. You have the ability to purchase GPMVGs for 350,000, which is not good. You can do the RFID reader barter, which is way better. They're like 60k, and it is a superior barter, so this is kind of irrelevant. But I think the biggest thing here is going to be the ability to purchase T7s for an affordable price. 4 million rubles in comparison to the old price of 17.3 million rubles. So that's a huge discount, and T7s are so much fun to use. They are extremely broken, and they are a ton of fun. When it comes to the other stuff that you got, you did get the SIG Thermal Reflex sight. That one's just on a slight discount, not too much money off. It's definitely not a comparable number like 17 mil and 4 mil, but it is a little bit cheaper. Then you also have the Zeus Thermal Scope, and of course, you have the Reaper for 850,000. I think the Reaper and the T7s are the most attractive part about this task and completing it. Obviously, T7s for 4 million is a deal and a half, and having just, Reapers on standby, it's definitely nice being able to just purchase the Reaper and not have to do any of the pesky barters. The one from Mechanic is not even really plausible. It might be now because we did have an event task that gave us some of those power filters, but they were super expensive, so this wasn't even one you can do. The skier one is pretty decent. 5 clocks, 6 rollers, and 6 skull rings. Definitely not bad, but being able to just buy the scope right away from Jaeger, definitely a plus, and you do need them for a few tasks and stuff as well. So honestly, was it worth it? I'm gonna have to say yes. I think those T7s are so much fun, and a lot of players have probably not used T7s before. Give them a shot. They are incredibly broken, and like I said, a ton of fun. Now, was the event too short? Was that one task and only being on this weekend, was it not enough? Was it too short? Well, here's the thing. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know if BSG is planning on doing back-to-back events until the wipe. We don't know if it's just going to be every weekend up until the wipe we see something. So when Friday rolls around, are we going to see another event pop up? We don't know the information yet, so I can't really call it yet if this event was too short, because maybe that is the intention. Maybe they want to do a bunch of mini events instead of just like one super long pre-wipe event, if that makes sense. But we'll see. The next 2 weeks are going to be extremely interesting, especially for PvE, to see how many of these events we get access to, because obviously these are pre-wipe events for the PvP side of the game, but we can take massive advantage of it. We also don't know if all this stuff will disappear once the new patch is actually implemented. So when point 15 actually does drop, are we going to lose access to the 4 million ruble T7? Are we going to lose access to the Reaper? Are we going to lose access to the MSGL from the last event? Are we going to lose access to that? Which keeps going up in price, by the way. Are we going to lose access to the acid green flare barter from Therapist? You know, all these things that we've gotten from events on the PvE side of the game, it's going to be really interesting to see if these things are taken away. And, you know, now might be the time to stock up. And if you have hundreds of millions of rubles, you can afford a couple containers of these items. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Overall, I actually really enjoyed the event. I think I played about 14 hours of labs across both accounts. On hardcore, that's when the raiders weren't properly working. After they were working fine, I think the task took me about 3 hours. That's probably how long it took me, 3.5 hours on the main account here. So it was definitely a struggle at first, but it was a lot of fun, and I think it was worth it. The rewards are good, especially for PvE players. As for if it was too short, can't call that one just yet. We have to see if there's any more events coming up. Do me a favor, make sure you drop it a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, sponsored equipment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm out.